All right, hi everyone. Good evening. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. I started the class a bit 5 minutes late or so. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you guys see the screen as
Yes, sir.
like I've shared the screen? Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So I guess you guys are aware about the modalities of this, course, and I'll just start with a small brief introduction about myself. You know that my name is Gaurav Jasoria, and I'll be taking your chemistry lectures. Now, I am currently teaching, the flagship 1 and the flagship 2 batch, which you have enrolled for, and the flagship 2 batch is, some 3-4 lectures into their syllabus. So this lecture has been primarily kept to keep you or help you cover up, right? So that you guys can regularly attend the lectures from Sunday onwards, right? Are we guys on the same page regarding this?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Now, has anyone attended PACE before, or did have a prior experience with the foundation courses? Anyone who is amongst us? All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we have one person, Shashank, I guess. Correct. Okay. So apart from all the other students that are here, I guess you guys have been primarily focusing on your board examinations till now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And of course, that is still going to be your number one priority going forward as well. Because right now you are from maybe CBSE or ICSE or state boards or IGCSE. Sabka, dates have been announced, and I guess your plans are in place to prepare for these examinations. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Great. Now, one of the key objectives, that is there with this flagship program is to, help students transition into the JEE preparation in a bit earlier manner. Now, one of the key differences actually, if you guys have someone who is a relative of yours or a friend of yours or a acquaintance of yours who has given this examination before, has prepared for these competitive exams like JEE mains and JEE advanced, you would often hear from them that as compared to what the preparation was for board examinations versus the preparation for these competitive examinations, there is a huge difference. There is a completely different skill set that needs to be worked towards, right? So I hope you guys, as a result of joining this course, are going to be able to climb that learning curve, or you can say become customized to that newer approach in a bit faster and a smoother manner. Okay, one of the key highlights or key differences that I can tell you between board examinations versus these competitive examinations, and that is the most important difference, is the fact that in these competitive examinations like JEE advanced and JEE mains, you hardly ever find questions getting repeated. Whereas in board examinations, like if you take a past 20 years ka papers and try to understand the pattern, try to understand the key concepts that are asked. You are able to work towards the entire syllabus in a thorough manner, and your skill set that gets developed over the year of preparation for the board examinations is to primarily remember the information and articulate it in really good handwriting in your examinations. Whereas when we talk about these competitive examinations, the syllabus becomes much bigger, much greater. There is, 11th as well as 12th class ka, both the classes ka syllabus combined. And as a consequence, um, okay, I am getting a query from Advay. I am not able to hear you. Advay, I think you need to reconnect. Is everyone else able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
ठीक है. So yeah, as I was talking about that, the important skill set would be to develop problem solving methodology. ठीक है, यहाँ पर you will have to develop this skill set of problem solving, that once you are done with the a particular question, a particular concept, then you come across a variety of questions, different ways in which that concept is being asked, and you know develop your own problem solving method. Of course, take inspiration from teachers, take inspiration from the way in which they are coming up with the problem solving techniques and helping you uh, you know make them your own, but you will have to make sure that you kind of customize those approaches, those problem solving techniques according to your comfort level. So this is a new skill set that, if you work towards, takes a little bit of time, and especially for students who join after 10th class into the 11th class, they find a couple of months, ठीक है, couple of months उनको लगते हैं so as to get used to this kind of uh, learning methodology, right? So that is one of the main reasons why you guys have enrolled in this course. Now, given that background, we are going to start with this chapter called as Atomic Structure in Chemistry. This is the first chapter in the class 11th ka NCRT. And please be clear of this, that your objective again is not to be uh, you know in a rush ki, as part of joining this course, we are trying to complete a chapter or complete 2 chapters or 3 chapters so that we have a head start in 11th class. Your head start isn't in the terms of counting of the number of chapters, but in terms of you getting accustomed to the way in which this preparation is going to go. Okay? And this is something which is going to come out more evidently to you as you progress through this course. It is not something which you might appreciate right now, but you will require a definite different bent of mind when preparing for JEE advanced examination. So you will understand what I'm talking about maybe in couple of lectures when we get into details of our curriculum. Now, chemistry का background तो I'm sure आप लोगों को होता ही है, in the sense that at 11th and 12th level, we classify chemistry into physical chemistry, inorganic chemistry, and organic chemistry. These three are the important subsets. Now, in the beginning of 11th class, you start with the physical chemistry. Then, after a chapter or two, you get into inorganic chemistry. And then things start running in parallel. You will have a track of physical chemistry running with organic chemistry, and then later when physical that's done, you will focus your focus will shift to inorganic chemistry. So a kind of mix approach happens in terms of how chapters are going to be covered. And this first chapter is technically called in physical chemistry like atomic structure, but it is more, you can think of as general chemistry, because the understanding of atom and its structure is something which will be applicable not just in like one particular branch of chemistry, that is physical chemistry, but also in the other domains as well. Now, as part of the syllabus that has been covered with the batch that you are going to join, right, there has been uh, not much in terms of backlog. You guys are going to be able to cover it up, although it will be not something where I will be giving you the opportunity of copying the notes or writing down information. I will be taking you through these notes. I will be explaining you these concepts. Okay, and pardon my handwriting, it wasn't really great during the start days. अभी थोड़ा सा better हो गया है, like it has become a bit better with practice. And कहीं पर अगर आपको कुछ समझ में नहीं आए तो do let me know. So I'm going to take you through these notes, these important points, explain you the concepts, ask you to watch certain explanatory videos in between, so that you are getting a really good visual feel also of all what we are talking about. And then by the end, I'm going to share these notes with you. I'm going to share these notes. I'm going to share the recording of today's class as well, ताकि अगर कुछ आपका बीच में मिस हो गया है because of the fact that maybe किसी का इंटरनेट कनेक्शन कहीं ना कहीं कैसे ड्रॉप हो गया, so you have resources at your disposal so that you can cover them up later. ठीक है? Now, before I begin, any particular question if someone wants to ask, please go ahead right now. All right, chalo, ठीक है, great. So I have this option of chat as well as using this voice-based method also to communicate with you. Similarly, you guys can also ask doubts. I'm sure that till now, everyone here is familiar with Zoom and it's working, right? Is there anyone who is not familiar with how Zoom works? I hope those hygiene factors, those basic factors are taken care of. Great. Then let's quickly start our discussion of atomic structure chapter. It's quite an important chapter from the perspective of the examination. Okay, so there is a request from Anshu regarding the fact that can you turn your video while teaching? So usme the drawback that happens, Anshu, is that for students who are viewing this, my primary mode of teaching is going to be through this screen. Okay? And like there is nothing which I will be talking about which would require you to see me or like kind of understand it. But yeah, of course, I think given that today is our first class, I should actually okay, just give me a moment. I need to quickly change the setup. मैंने इसको भी हटा रखा था. All right, so hi everyone. Now as such, I can switch on the video, but it will be mostly a distraction. So you guys will not actually be able to focus 100% on the screen. And that is why I actually keep this posted on this webcam for most of the times. Accidentally, agar video on bhi ho jata hai, so it doesn't act as a distraction. Okay. So I'll keep the video off for the while, for the time being, and we'll focus on these notes. And कहीं पे भी बीच में आपको कुछ क्वेश्चन आ रहा होगा, you can interrupt. It's not that rigid that you can't interrupt and you have to just wait for me to finish. कुछ नहीं समझ में आया तो बीच में definitely बताना. अच्छा, one more thing before we start our discussion. I hope everyone is aware about the timelines with which we are working. आपको क्या टाइम कम्युनिकेट किया गया है? How long is the lecture duration today?
4 to 6.
4 to 6. 4 hours.
2 hours.
2 hours.
4 hours कल है.
हाँ, मतलब so 4 hours तो आपका स्टैमिना भी नहीं होगा, so has to be able to work with this. Now अभी 2 घंटे का लेक्चर है, ऑलरेडी हमारे 20-25 मिनट्स चले गए हैं in this introduction part. So I have broken down our discussion, our cover up into two parts. Okay, one is this today's part, and there is this other part which I would want to then discuss with you. So have you guys received the link for tomorrow as well?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so tomorrow also at 4 o'clock, I'm going to take another session. Okay, so that we are done with this cover up, so that Sunday ko, in the first half of the day when you are sitting in the lecture, you are not completely clueless कि as to क्या चल रहा है. ठीक है, of
But
course.
in the group, it's told that the chemistry lecture will be from 6:15.
Tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
6:15. मैंने तो 4 का बोला था, but ठीक है, I think 6:15 will also work for me. Not a problem. चलेगा.
Okay, sir.
6:15 will also do. So we will have this in 2 sessions. Now, if you are with your permission, I would like to shut down the camera and focus on these notes right now.
Sir, this is a chapter in grade 11, right?
करेक्ट. सो अभी आप नोटिस करोगे दैट आप लोगों को जिस हिसाब से पढ़ाया जाएगा इट विल बी फ्रॉम द पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ दैट इट इज फ्रॉम जेई एडवांस प्रिपरेशन. ठीक है, एंड you will continue in 11th class after your board examinations are done. You will continue in 11th class from where we left off. ठीक है, so don't be of this opinion कि अभी अगर कुछ छूट जाएगा तो हम लोग बाद में कवर अप कर लेंगे, बाद में शुरू से वापस पढ़ा देंगे. So the depth, the details in which we are going to is from the perspective of JEE Advanced. All right. ठीक है, so starting part theoretical है. ठीक है, ये चैप्टर ऐसा चैप्टर है जो आप लोगों ने कभी ना कभी अपने बोर्ड्स में, बीट CBSE, ICSE, SSC, 6th क्लास, 7th क्लास, 8th क्लास, 9th क्लास, 10th क्लास, कभी ना कभी तो ये चैप्टर डेफिनेटली देखा होगा. ठीक है, स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ एटम. And as part of that chapter you would have understood certain basic concepts regarding structure of atom. You would have understood the concept of protons, neutrons and electrons. You might have come across these earlier experiments which led to the discovery of these subatomic particles. And then primarily you would have focused on Rutherford and Bohr's model of atom. Okay. So this is something which primarily gets covered as part of your junior classes. Now, as part of class 11th, you are going to go in the same chronological manner, like you are going to understand the structure of atom in terms of the historical timeline of how things got discovered. However, we will cover some more concepts and the existing concepts that you have studied in much more details. Okay, so for example, we will be introducing quantum theory of light to move from Rutherford's to Bohr's model of atom. Right, आप लोगों ने शायद junior classes में you would have directly jumped from Rutherford's model to Bohr's model without going through the Planck's quantum theory of light and what it talks about. We will study concepts like photoelectric effect and how quantum theory of light explains those effects. Then after talking about Bohr's model of atom, we would want to transition to the new model of atom, the quantum mechanical model of atom. And in order to do that transition, we will come across these concepts of de Broglie's hypothesis and Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. So abhi aap logon ko I am throwing these random words at you so as to make you realize the fact that this chapter is going to be taught from the perspective of JEE Advanced in a lot more in-depth manner as compared to what you would have studied in your junior classes. ठीक है, so starting part थोड़ा सा मेरे साथ bear करना because it is something which is more of a replica of what you have studied, but I'll try and add some more details to it. Now, starting with this Dalton's postulates of atoms in front of you. Now, can anyone take the opportunity to help me contradict these, because none of these are valid today, Dalton's postulates regarding atoms. Can you come up with examples and let me let the entire class know quickly? I'll ask you to speak up. No, you don't need to be writing during the class. I'll send these notes to you later. By the end we are done with this lecture, Don't need to spend time into writing things right now. Okay. Although keep a notebook, keep a pen paper handy with you in case I ask you to do certain questions and calculations. All right. Matter is made up of small indivisible particles called atoms. Is that true? Is that the reality?
No, sir.
All right. Then what do we know more about it?
So the smallest individual particles are electrons, protons are present in the atom.
All right. Any more details that you have been aware that you are aware about? Protons, neutrons and electrons. वो तो आपका एकदम correct answer है. ठीक है. But is there any more details associated with protons and neutrons? नहीं समर्थ आपकी आवाज नहीं आई.
No, sir, actually, I don't know. I was thinking that even protons, electrons, and neutrons are made up of something else, but I was not sure, so I did not answer.
मतलब you are going in the right directions. Has anyone come across this concept that protons and neutrons are also made up of even?
Yes, sir.
Okay. थोड़ा सा elaborate करना चाहोगे अंशु?
Sir, I don't remember the particles. Actually, there are 3 more inside the nucleus.
Okay, okay. In fact, there are many more.
Many
मतलब,
more.
there are many more, particles. We call them elementary particles. Okay, that have been discovered that make up these protons and neutrons. Okay, electron isn't really considered to be made up of anything else. Electron is actually one of the elementary particles. We have not yet been able to break down electron into smaller particles, like electron is
Sir?
still.
We said something like quarks, na? Quarks. I don't remember the name. Quarks, I think so.
Correct. So protons and neutrons, ठीक है, protons, neutrons, electrons, ये तो आप लोगों ने पढ़ा ही होगा, that these are what make up the atoms. Electron is actually fundamental in nature. Electron is one of the elementary particles that we are going to study a lot in detail about. Protons and neutrons are made up of even more smaller fundamental particles. However, यहाँ पे notice करना that protons and neutrons जिन particles से बने होते हैं, like quarks and leptons, and there are these n number of elementary particles that have been discovered. However, we are not going to be able to venture into all of those. Okay, that is something which is not part of our syllabus even for JEE Advanced. As part of JEE syllabus, JEE Advanced ka syllabus, there are only 2 elementary particles which are something that we are going to study in detail. One is actually electron and the other is going to be photon. Okay, now maybe some of you have come across this term, what photon means.
Yes,
However,
sir.
I will
Yes,
introduce.
Sir?
Great. So I will introduce it in the next class as well. Okay, for those who don't remember it. These are the only 2 elementary particles which we will be interested in as per our syllabus right now for JEE Advanced. Okay. All right. Then comes the second point, regarding atoms can be created or destroyed, right? Can neither be created nor destroyed. Is that something which is still true?
No, sir.
Can you cite an example?
So in nuclear fission or nuclear fusion, they are created and destroyed.
Correct. Absolutely right. So from the perspective of chemical reactions, yes, atoms are conserved. That, यहाँ पर if you look at this simple reaction of combustion of methane gas, then you can see that the atoms are getting conserved. The carbon atoms which were part of some molecule before the reaction, they are now still existing after the reaction as part of some other molecules. However, when we talk about the concept of nuclear reactions, fission and fusion, ठीक है, आपने सुने होंगे words of course, तो उनमें क्या होता है, atoms are actually created or destroyed, right? अगर fission होता है तो उसमें कैसा होता है, एक बड़ा atom breaks down into smaller atoms and along with this a lot of energy is also released, right? फ्यूजन में कैसा होता है? फ्यूजन में टू स्मॉलर एटम्स कंबाइन टू क्रिएट अ लार्जर एटम. ठीक है. So the concept of atoms not being created or destroyed was contradicted quite, yes, there are man-made elements also.
Sir, there is a huge difference between chemical and nuclear changes. So ये सब nuclear changes में possible है.
Correct, correct. Then coming to the next point, atom is the smallest particle of an element which takes part in chemical reaction. Is that correct?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
Right. So based on our understanding, nowadays we understand that the smallest particle which is actually participating in chemical reaction is electron. So when these elements or compounds react with each other, it is the electrons which get exchanged or shared between these atoms or molecules. ठीक है. What
Sir,
about
इसका example electrolysis reaction हो सकते हैं. Like atom is not the smallest particle.
any reaction for that matter? Like, for example, even in Haber's process, say something like this, N2 plus 3H2 giving 2NH3, right? What is actually happening is यहाँ पर nitrogen, hydrogen के atoms जो हैं, before the reaction they are bonded in this manner. ठीक है. I'm not sure if you are aware about chemical bonding as a concept, but आपने शायद थोड़ा तो पढ़ा होगा ना कि ये नाइट्रोजन के बीच में ट्रिपल बॉन्ड रहता है, लाइक
Yes, sir.
इलेक्ट्रॉन
Yes, sir.
शेयर्ड रहते हैं. यहाँ पर ये सिंगल कोवेलेंट बॉन्ड है बिटवीन हाइड्रोजन एटम्स. एंड जब ये रिएक्ट करेंगे, लाइक दीज एटम्स आर गोइंग टू रिएक्ट विद ईच अदर, it is these electrons which are going to be actually shared or exchanged between atoms, which leads to the newer species getting formed. Okay. Electrolysis is also one of the examples. The name given to electrolysis is because it is getting done with the help of electricity. That electricity is used to do that reaction. That's why it is called as electrolysis. There are examples called hydrolysis, in which water acts as an important ingredient in that reaction. Okay. और भी बहुत सारे, this is called as combustion reaction. ठीक है. So वो नाम दिए हुए होते हैं different reactions को, different. Ultimately, it is these electrons which are getting exchanged or shared between these atoms or molecules. Now, last point, next point. Atoms of the same element are identical in all respects, especially shape, size, and mass. Is that correct?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No, sir.
Isotopes.
Isotopes and isobars.
Correct. So, in fact, the next point also gets refuted because of the concept of isobars, that atoms of different elements, they can have the same mass, okay, or almost the same mass. It's not necessary that different elements will have different mass. ठीक है. तो ये आइसोबार का कॉन्सेप्ट रहेगा. मैं आपको लिखवाऊंगा, like towards the later part of the lecture, there is this set of terms: isotopes, isobars, isotones, isosters, जिनका एक बेसिक डिस्क्रिप्शन आपको ध्यान में रखना पड़ता है. ठीक है. Then there is this last point also, which talks about that atoms of different elements combined in a fixed ratio of small whole numbers to form compounds. Right. So CO2 में, जैसे if you will notice, कार्बन एंड ऑक्सीजन का बाय मास क्या रेशियो रहता है? ठीक है. If you know the atomic mass of carbon, it is 12. If you know the atomic mass of oxygen, it is 16. And there are 2 atoms of oxygen over here. So carbon to oxygen ka ratio is 12:32 in CO2, right? However, it is not something which is fixed. ऐसे, because if you say take an example of radioactive CO2, like instead of carbon 12 we have carbon 14 over here, right? It is the same compound. ठीक है. Chemical properties compound की सब same ही रहेंगी. So it has got a different ratio as compared to this original example. So even this point gets contradicted with the help of isotopes. Okay. So long back these postulates were presented by Dalton, okay, around early 1800s, but nothing much was actually going on during that time. people weren't really interested much in terms of understanding what is exactly atom and how things are inside the atom. It was, much later, around 1850s. Okay, around 1850s, what happens is, even at that point in time, it was not a, thought experiment to study atoms. It was more about, people at that point in time were researching more into
Voice is
electricity,
cracking.
magnetism, and they, as a result, concluded or conducted an experiment which made them curious about atom and what is inside it. Okay, so this first experiment is called as the cathode ray tube experiment, CRT experiment, and ये आप लोगों ने अपने जूनियर क्लासेस में पढ़ा भी होगा. So this cathode ray tube experiment was actually designed to study conduction of gases at very low pressure. That was the primary objective behind this experiment. The setup is in the following manner. Like you have a glass tube. ठीक है, इस glass tube के दोनों ends पर you have metal plates attached to a very high potential difference source. Okay, the plate which is attached to the negative terminal of the potential difference source, that is called as cathode, and the plate which is attached to the positive terminal of the potential difference source is called as anode, right? And in order to have the gas at low pressure, like that is the objective of the experiment, that we wanted to study conduction through gases at low pressure. There is a vacuum pump. There is a provision to, like, uh, suck the air, suck the gas present out of this tube, so as to make sure that yahan par inside this glass tube the pressure is quite.
Excuse me, sir.
Ha.
Sir, really sorry to disturb, but someone was at the door. So can you just explain after that last point, what have you taught till so far again?
यार ये मत करो समझ. लाइक अगर इसकी तरह से आई विल हैव टू एंटरटेन ईच एंड एवरी स्टूडेंट का रिक्वेस्ट कि मेरा इंटरनेट कनेक्शन बीच में रुक गया या आई हैड टू डू दिस एंड दैट एंड देन गेट द एक्सप्लेनेशन सॉर्टेड, तो मतलब मेरे लिए थोड़ा लाइक दिक्कत वाला काम हो जाएगा. Rather than giving me the reason that this was something because of which it happened, you just ask me specifically what is it that you did not understand.
Sir, like I don't know what happened after those 6 points.
हाँ, so 6 points के बाद में कुछ हुआ नहीं है. We have just introduced cathode ray tube experiment. That is the next important aspect in the chronological order of things. That as a consequence of cathode ray tube experiment, what is it that we understood? So अभी मैं cathode ray tube experiment का just setup ही आप लोगों को बता रहा था. That cathode ray tube experiment में there is this glass tube, and glass tube ke across electrodes connected to a high potential difference and a vacuum pump to make sure that there is a very low pressure inside. Now, when this setup was lit, okay, there was a strange green glow that was observed on the glass wall behind this anode. Now, in order to get a first-hand understanding, I have embedded over here a link which I will share with you guys as part of your notes also, and also play it over here. Give me just a moment. I will share the screen accordingly. Okay, so यहाँ पे अब आप notice करना. Okay, so ये एक actual CRT experiment का demonstration है, not an animation. Something to get you a real feel of how this experiment was. ठीक है, and इसका setup मैं आपको explain करूँगा. तो ये जो device यहाँ पे रखा है, it is actually a vacuum pump. ठीक है, it is connected to the glass tube, and that glass tube is our cathode ray tube. ठीक है, let me actually put it on mute. ठीक है, थोड़ा lag रहेगा, but I'll keep on explaining. Pause कर करके. So as you can see, the vacuum pump is connected to the cathode ray tube. This is the cathode ray tube. ठीक है, यहाँ लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पर कैथोड है एंड राइट हैंड साइड पे एनोड है, क्योंकि मुझे पहले से पता है, मैंने वीडियो देखा हुआ है, तो आई एम टेलिंग यू दिस अपफ्रंट कि यहाँ पे लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे कैथोड है एंड राइट हैंड साइड पे एनोड रहेगा.
Sir, identify, how did we identify that that is cathode, that is anode?
That is what I said ना, मैंने पहले वीडियो देखा हुआ है इसलिए मुझे पता है. अदरवाइज ऐसे ऊपर से देख के नहीं पता पड़ता. एंड इसके पीछे यहाँ पर ओके यहाँ पर एक कैथोड के साथ मेटल प्लेट अटैच्ड है, यहाँ पर एनोड पर मेटल प्लेट अटैच्ड है, यहाँ पे पीछे दिस इज अ जनरेटर, दिस इज समथिंग विच इज देयर टू जनरेट अ हाई पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस, ठीक है। नाउ दे हैव स्विच्ड ऑफ रूम का लाइट एंड दिस इज द जनरेटर का स्पार्क, ठीक है, दिस इज नॉट इनसाइड द कैथोड रे ट्यूब, ठीक है, दिस इज द जनरेटर वर्किंग। अब नाउ देयर फोकस विल चेंज टू द ट्यूब, सो यहाँ पे नोटिस करना दिस इज द कैथोड रे ट्यूब, ठीक है। स्टार्टिंग में there will be this pink glow which you will understand after some time, ठीक है, मैं आपको बताऊंगा that this is actually anode rays, थोड़ी देर बाद बात करेंगे। and what is going to happen is now this vacuum pump, ठीक है, it is going to play a role of sucking out this air from it, ठीक है, so it is taking out that air outside, reducing that pink glow, and now when it is at low pressure, when there is very less amount of air that is present inside the tube, okay, there is this observation of green glow on the glass tube. Sometimes the glass material is also coated with certain substances to make this glow more pronounced, more vivid. But even if, let's say, the room is dark and there is no coating, still that green glow is something which can be seen, ठीक है। Now यहाँ पे आप notice करोगे that the glow is actually dominant on the right hand side, ठीक है। So the rays which are creating this glow, they are coming from left towards right, ठीक है, ये left hand side है, ये right hand side है, ठीक है। So the glow is actually because of certain rays which are coming from left towards right, ठीक है। तो left hand side was cathode and right hand side was anode, and this glow was attributed to these rays called as cathode ray tube rays, CRT rays या cathode rays just, ठीक है। Now I am sure that you guys have a lot of questions regarding what really happened, you know, why green glow, why not some other color, and you know, why low pressure. तो मैं आपको समझाऊंगा बट थोड़ी सी देर में, ठीक है। लेट मी जस्ट फर्स्ट पुट थिंग्स इन द you know, historical perspective of how things changed or how this experiment was further modified to, you know, study this glow, ठीक है। So this is something which was, as I was talking about, that this green glow was something which you know, led to these scientists being curious that ये आ कहाँ से रहा है, right? So they started modifying the cathode ray tube experiment, and one of the first modifications which they did was that they placed an object. They placed an object between cathode and anode, and what they realized is that कि cathode के जो object है उसका shadow इधर anode के पीछे on the glass wall बन रहा है, ठीक है। So this modification helped them conclude that, you know, these rays were traveling from cathode towards anode, and they called them cathode rays, okay. Now another modification which they did was that instead of you know, placing a thick object, okay, certain, you know, bulky object, they placed very thin foils, very thin sheets of metal, and they tried to block these rays, okay. And what was observed was that those thin sheet of metal were not able to, you know, block these rays. Those rays were able to penetrate through those thin sheets of metal and still create that glow on the opposite side. So what was concluded was that these rays are something different from light rays. They are able to penetrate thin sheets of metal. Light rays aren't able to do that, okay. So if you have a thin sheet of metal, the normal day-to-day visible light rays that we come across, like if you have a torch and you have a thin metal foil in front of it, so it will not be able to penetrate that thin metal foil, okay. Of course, if you have a very high intense laser beam, then there is a different story, but normal light की तरह नहीं है. Then another modification that was you know, conducted was that between cathode and anode they placed a light paddle wheel, okay. I'll have a video of it as well. I'll show it to you. So what was happening was that this paddle wheel started rotating when the apparatus was switched on, when the setup was switched on. The paddle wheel went under mechanical motion. So it was concluded that these rays, they are actually made up of certain particles, and these rays are actually made up of certain particles, and these particles, when they are striking this paddle, they are able to transfer momentum and cause this mechanical motion. Okay, so this increased their curiosity further, that what are these particles that are making up these कैथोड रेज. ठीक है, उस जमाने में उस टाइम पर अभी भी इलेक्ट्रॉन वर्ड कॉइन नहीं किया गया था. लाइक नोबडी न्यू दैट दीज वर इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. ये तो हमें आज पता है, बट think it from that time ka perspective, it was not known that these are electrons. So they actually named these particles as cathode ray tube particles or cathode ray particles. They didn't have any fancy name for it. Okay. Of course, they were very curious about these particles, so they did certain other set of modifications to study what these particles were. Okay. Here is this quick animation, or not animation, actually this is again also a live demonstration of the cathode ray tube experiment ka modification. So just give me a moment, I'll share the screen and I'll let you know on this part as well. Okay. All right. हाँ, यहाँ पे आप देखोगे, so you have this electron beam hitting a light paddle. उस टाइम पे electron beam पता नहीं था. अच्छा, so the room is lit up, so you might not clearly see the green glow. ठीक है, in order to see that green glow, either you need certain coatings or you need to make sure that the room is dark. So right now you will not be able to see that green glow clearly. And यहाँ पर now upon switching on that setup, you can see that paddle wheel undergoing motion. ठीक है, now this guy is going to change the polarity. जो cathode था और anode था उनको switch कर देंगे, so the paddle wheel will start going in the other direction. ठीक है, अभी थोड़ा उन्होंने लाइट कम करा है so that some glow can be seen. ठीक है, so this was the modification of this paddle wheel, in which it was understood that these cathode rays were made up of certain particles. Now, and now another modification which was done, यहाँ पे notice करना, to study these particles, to study these cathode ray tube particles, was that an external electric or magnetic field was applied across the path of these rays. And what we found out that the rays got deflected. ठीक है, कैसे पता पड़ा? एक्चुअल रेज तो नहीं दिख रहे थे हमें. ठीक है, जो रेज थे उनका कोई कलर नहीं था. ठीक है, जो ग्रीन ग्लो था, that was because of the rays striking the glass wall. The actual rays didn't have any color as such. तो हमें कैसे पता पड़ा? We placed an object in the path of those rays, and उस object का shadow was supposed to be formed on the glass wall behind that object. Now, because of this external field, ठीक है, यहाँ पे आप notice करोगे ये positive plate है, ये negative plate है. There is an external electric field that has been applied across the path of these rays. What it did was it deflected the shadow. ठीक है, the shadow, instead of forming right behind the object, it formed a bit in, say, a direction which was more towards the positively charged plate. ठीक है, ये positively charged plate की तरफ ये shadow deflect हो गया, which suggested that these particles which are making up these cathode rays, they are negatively charged. ठीक है, and this was an important conclusion about cathode ray particles, that they are negatively charged.
So,
ठीक है, अभी भी इलेक्ट्रॉन वर्ड कॉइन नहीं हुआ था. हाँ बोलो.
so I have a question. So in the red ink, एक प्लस है एक माइनस, उसके नीचे दो माइनस है, वो समझ में नहीं आया.
कहाँ पर?
ये रेड इंक में आपने प्लस और माइनस बनाया है, ये माइनस में,
मतलब दिस इज अ प्लेट, लाइक द, let me This is actually a plate.
Oh,
This is a positively charged plate. This is a negatively charged plate. Okay, and they are connected to some source. Okay,
so
and
cathode ray is getting deflected more towards positive.
correct, correct. The cathode rays are getting deflected towards the positively charged plate, highlighting the fact that they are themselves negatively charged.
Okay, sir.
So these plates are connected to what?
ये अब एक और कोई potential difference का source होगा ना?
And sir, that metal piece is connected to these plates
The metal
in between the plates means.
नहीं 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 यहाँ पर ठीक है यहाँ पर आप नोटिस करना ये कैथोड रेज जा रही हैं लेफ्ट टू राइट ठीक है फ्रॉम
हम्म।
कैथोड टू एनोड
हम्म।
ठीक है अब उनके पाथ में ठीक है
हम्म।
उनके पाथ
हाँ।
में अक्रॉस वी आर अप्लाइंग एन एक्सटर्नल ठीक है अनदर एन एक्सटर्नल इलेक्ट्रिकल और मैग्नेटिक फील्ड एंड दैट इज कॉजिंग these rays to diffract. ठीक है आप नोटिस करना लेट मी एक्चुअली शो यू अनदर एनिमेशन एक्चुअली वो उसी में प्रीवियस वाले एनिमेशन भी है ठीक है कहाँ गया हाँ इसी में लेट मी एक्चुअली टेक यू अ बिट पीछे ये तो शैडो वाला है हाँ इसमें एक्चुअली दे हैव कोटिंग so that the green glow and the path of the beam is something which is very clearly visible ठीक है सो इसमें आप नोटिस करना यहाँ पर अभी this is a magnet ठीक है that they are introducing and because of that magnet you will see that there is a deflection
Yes, sir.
माइल्ड सा दिखाया इन्होंने एक्चुअली थोड़ा पावरफुल मैग्नेट अगर लेंगे तो और ज्यादा डिफ्लेक्शन होगा ठीक है देख पाए आप लोग
Yes, sir.
ठीक है now coming back so these modifications okay, they help these scientists to understand the cathode ray tube experiment that what this CRT experiment is and also understand properties of cathode rays okay. However abhi tak bhi the term electron wasn't coined okay. It was much later 1850s 1860s में ये सब exploration चल रहा था ठीक है. It was around 1880s when another scientist called G.J. Stoney he coined the term electron like he correlated Faraday's postulate ठीक है. Faraday was someone who came much before this ठीक है much before all of this. Faraday and his laws had been in place and electricity was something which was quite known to everyone back at that time ठीक है. So Faraday's hypothesis was that electricity is actually made up of something tiny, something negatively charged. Although he was never able to isolate it and study it and present it to the world. So later, this scientist G.J. Stoney he connected, this cathode ray tube particle, CRT particle, to electricity and said that it is what makes up the electricity and वहां से ये term आया electron ठीक है. अभी भी लेकिन ध्यान से नोटिस करना electron didn't get the due notice which it was supposed to. It was around 1890s and in the later half of 1890s when another famous scientist J.J. Thomson ठीक है. एंड आपको साइंटिस्ट के नाम वगैरह नहीं याद रखने दिस इज जस्ट समथिंग व्हिच आई एम लाइक टेकिंग थिंग्स फ्रॉम अ क्रोनोलॉजिकल पर्सपेक्टिव तो बता रहा हूँ don't need to bother much about the name of these scientists. So उस टाइम पर J.J. Thomson he was a big shot in the domain of electricity and magnetism. Like he had developed a technique called as mass spectrometry and it was a really path-breaking technique of that time to study small charged particles. So he had developed this technique जिसमें what he used to do was that if you have certain like tiny a source, ठीक है, a source which is emitting certain charged particles, ठीक है, and you wanted to study those charged particles, then J.J. Thomson had developed a technique to study those charged particles. उसमें वो क्या करते थे, वो उन charged particles को he used to throw them across electric field, he used to throw them across magnetic field and notice how their trajectories used to deflect. ठीक है, and he used to cancel out those deflections by altering these electrical and magnetic fields. He used to play around with them, and this used to then give him some results about that particle. ठीक है, उसके पीछे थोड़ी फिजिक्स लगती है, थोड़ी सी नॉलेज लगती है of what electric field is, what magnetic field is, what force electric field applies on a charged particle, what force magnetic field applies on a charged particle, and how they cancel out each other. And usse you are able to get certain results about that charged particle, and the most famous result that comes out is charge upon mass ratio, Q by M. चार्ज पता नहीं पड़ेगा एग्जैक्टली कितना है, मास भी पता नहीं पड़ेगा एग्जैक्टली कितना है, ठीक है, बट आपको चार्ज अपॉन मास रेशियो मिल जाएगा ऑफ दोज पार्टिकल्स, लाइक दोज पार्टिकल्स व्हिच आर सो टाइनी दैट यू कांट रियली आइसोलेट देम एंड स्टडी देम, ठीक है, यू आर नॉट इवन एबल टू सी देम, इट इज ओनली दैट यू आर एबल टू सी देयर इफेक्ट, ठीक है, आज की तारीख में इलेक्ट्रॉन किसी ने देखा थोड़ी ना है, नो वन नोज व्हाट एन इलेक्ट्रॉन लुक्स लाइक, nobody has been able to directly observe an electron or what it is. It is only that we can understand electron and its presence by the influence it causes around it. Okay, so that is something which you can say is an indirect way of understanding things at a very, very small scale.
Sir, is charge upon mass a formula of a quantity?
It's a like can you repeat your question?
Sir, is charge upon mass formula of some quantity?
No, not really. Matlab, see, charge is an independent property, a fundamental property associated with things around us. Mass is also a fundamental property, something associated with things around us. These are so fundamental in nature that like we don't have a deeper explanation for them. Like you may ask me a question, sir, charge क्या होता है, क्यों होता है, and I'll be like कि होता है, ठीक है, क्यों होता है isn't something which we are in a position to be able to solve for it, ठीक है, mass होता है, क्यों होता है, like we are not in a position to be able to solve for it कि like why mass is there. These are some fundamental observations of things around us, and based on those fundamental observations we have developed much more meaningful and conclusive results that we come across, okay? In fact, if someone has actually studied this theory of relativity, ठीक है, of course आप लोगों ने पढ़ा नहीं है बट अगर सुना होगा तो उसमें आइंस्टीन proposed the fact that mass is actually a property of energy, like law of conservation of mass आपने सुना है?
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
law of conservation of energy supersedes law of conservation of mass. Okay, so that was something which when we go into much more detail of things around us. However, abhi at our understanding level, these are like fundamental properties. Okay, so for these cathode ray tube particles that were being studied, we were able to get these charge upon mass ratios. We were able to get the value of charge, sorry, not charge, not mass, but charge upon mass ratio. ठीक है, ये उसका एक सेटअप है, लाइक यहाँ पर ये CRT सेटअप है, मॉडिफाइड सेटअप है. So as you can notice, यहाँ कैथोड है, यहाँ एनोड है, and anode is made perforated. Like इसमें you have holes in the tube so that these cathode ray tubes can cathode ray particles can just pass through. ठीक है, and when these cathode ray tube particles pass through, okay, they were exposed to an external electric field. Okay, you can notice this blue and yellow plate, they are actually making up the external electric field. Then they were also exposed to a magnetic field. You can see this N and S corresponding to the north pole and the south pole of an external magnet, right? And in dono ka deflection was cancelled out and made sure that the beam traveled undeflected. The cathode ray particles traveled undeflected. And based on that, certain calculations were performed by J.J. Thomson. Okay. Now,
So sir, like
हाँ,
इसमें it is going straight. So it only goes straight जब हम दोनों electric और magnetic field को डालते हैं.
हाँ. So the thing is, if you just apply electric field, then it might deflect in one direction. Okay. If you apply magnetic field, then it may deflect in the same direction, or depending upon आप polarity कैसे रख रहे हो. अगर आप इधर south इधर north रखते हो, ठीक है, then the deflection might be in the other direction. ठीक है. अब ये जो एस्पेक्ट है कि डिफ्लेक्शन किस तरफ होता है, वो चीज आप मैग्नेटिज्म चैप्टर में पढ़ते हो फिजिक्स में. ठीक है. जैसे अभी यहाँ पर इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड का तो आपको बहुत आसानी से समझ में आ जाएगा, बिकॉज यू नो अ फंडामेंटल प्रॉपर्टी दैट ऑपोजिट चार्जेस अट्रैक्ट. तो बिकॉज दिस इज नेगेटिवली चार्ज्ड, ठीक है, सो यू विल नो कि द इलेक्ट्रॉन्स दे गेट अट्रैक्टेड टुवर्ड्स द पॉजिटिवली चार्ज्ड प्लेट. ठीक है. हाउएवर मैग्नेटिक फील्ड में डिफ्लेक्शन कैसा होता है, ये फ्लेमिंग्स के राइट हैंड रूल्स या इन सब से हम लोग निकालते हैं. मे बी यू हैव come across them, maybe you haven't, but that is something which you will study in class 12th in magnetism chapter. ठीक है. सो यहाँ पर मैग्नेट्स की वजह से भी ये चार्ज पार्टिकल्स डिफ्लेक्ट होते हैं. एंड J.J. Thomson developed this technique in which he was able to adjust these electric fields and magnetic fields such that the effects cancelled out and the beam traveled straight. Okay? And then he was able to do certain calculations that the electrical force and the magnetic force on the particles, they are getting cancelled out. So then what would be the equation, what will be the charge upon mass ratio? And what was interesting was, okay, यहाँ पे notice करना, the interesting part was that this charge upon mass ratio of cathode ray particles or electrons came out to be a constant value of 1.76 into 10 raised to the power of 11 coulomb per kg, irrespective of the type of gas or the material of electrodes used in this experiment. ठीक है. यहाँ पर जो इलेक्ट्रोड्स के मेटल प्लेट्स यूज हो रहे हैं, कोई सा भी मेटल यूज कर लो, अंदर जो गैस यूज हो रही है, ठीक है, वैसे वी वांट ऑलमोस्ट वैक्यूम, बट इवन इफ लेट्स से देयर इज सम अमाउंट ऑफ गैस दैट इज प्रेजेंट इनसाइड, be it some noble gas, be it N2 gas or O2 gas or general air that is present inside, it is not influencing this charge upon mass ratio, Q by M ratio of these electrons, of these cathode ray 2 particles. And this is what led to these electrons being assigned a status of subatomic particles. Okay? After this, the electrons were considered to be something which was fundamental, which was present inside an atom of all the elements, of all the atoms that are around us. And by the virtue of doing this experiment, by the virtue of applying a very high potential difference across, gas at low pressures, we are able to get those negatively charged particles out of the atoms. Okay, so this is where electrons were really given the status of subatomic particles. And इसी के बाद में, like after this conclusion that was provided by J.J. Thomson in around 1890s, the next important question became the most interesting area of research in physics, that what is inside atom. Okay, we have this experiment which is able to eject these negatively charged particles out of the atom. Okay, so there must be something positively charged also present inside, because overall atoms are neutral. Okay, then how are these positively charged and negatively charged things present inside the atom? Like, what is their arrangement, what is their distribution, how are they inside the atom, became a very, very big question, and that led to different models being understood. ठीक है, बिफोर गेटिंग इनटू दैट क्वेश्चन, ठीक है, अभी हम लोग इलेक्ट्रॉन के बारे में थोड़ा और चीजें डिस्कस कर लेते हैं.
Sir,
हाँ बोलो.
in this charge upon mass ratio wala thing,
हम्म.
how did he get the value of mass and charge?
सो ना तो चार्ज मिला ना मास मिला, सिर्फ चार्ज अपॉन मास मिला. देयर इज दिस अनदर एक्सपेरिमेंट which I am going to just talk about, which is going to give you charge also. ठीक है, called as Millikan's oil drop experiment. Just आ रहा हूँ मैं थोड़ी देर में.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है, अभी तक किसी को any question, any doubt, anything you guys want to understand?
So the charge upon mass ratio of each electron would be same for all the gases used now in the tube.
हाँ, for any type of gas used, for any type of electrode का material that is being used, सबके लिए it is a.
So if you use carbon electrodes or graphite electrodes, so it will be the same now.
Well, actually, depending upon हाँ graphite का कर सकते हो, मतलब because it is a conductor, you would need a conductor.
So,
हाँ.
so even though if you use active or inert electrodes, we will have the same results.
Okay, so this is not. I think active and inert electrodes is something which you like study from the perspective of electrolysis.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, एंड वहां पर जो एक्टिव और इनर्ट का डिफरेंशिएशन है इज फ्रॉम द पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ वेदर द इलेक्ट्रोड इटसेल्फ पार्टिसिपेट्स इन द इलेक्ट्रोलिसिस रिएक्शन और नॉट. ठीक है, यहाँ पे कोई रिएक्शन नहीं हो रहा है. ठीक है, यहाँ पर व्हाट एक्चुअली हैपेंस, चलो ठीक है, मैं आप लोगों के साथ में अब डिटेल में डिस्कस कर लेता हूँ दैट यहाँ पर एक्चुअली हुआ क्या है. ठीक है, उस टाइम पर तो साइंटिस्ट को पता नहीं पड़ा that what is it that actually led to all of this happening, like what made the electrons come out, what is the background that is leading to all this that is happening. उन्होंने ये देखा और उसको ऑब्जर्वेशन को स्टडी करने के लिए मॉडिफिकेशंस करते हुए चले गए. ठीक है, बाद में ठीक है जब चीजें कनेक्ट होने लगी, जब अंडरस्टैंडिंग डेवलप होने लगी, then we are able to make out clearly that what exactly happened inside the cathode ray tube experiment. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे नोटिस करना. जो मैंने आपको वीडियो दिखाया था, those are old CRTs, old cathode ray tube experiments. ठीक है, the new CRTs, ठीक है, that are there, they are based on the concept of complete vacuum. ठीक है, जो इनफैक्ट ये जो न्यू CRTs हैं ये भी पुराने ही हो चुके हैं. ठीक है, मतलब आज से 20 साल पहले they would have been called as new, but they are also now outdated. So ये जो न्यू CRTs होते थे ये आपने सुना होगा टेलीविजन्स में होते थे. ठीक है, आपके घर पे अगर कोई पुराने जमाने का टेलीविजन रखा होगा, ठीक है, समथिंग विद दोज बिग बल्की बॉक्स लाइक स्क्रीन्स. ठीक है, अभी तो आजकल फ्लैट स्क्रीन्स का जमाना है, not those flat screens, those big bulky screens ones. तो उनमें भी ये कॉन्सेप्ट यूज होता था और उसमें एक ऐसा कॉन्सेप्ट होता था that they had, say, like I'm trying to present a trivialized version or a simple version of the newer CRTs. You had absolute vacuum. ठीक है, there is no gas that is present inside. ठीक है, यहाँ पर एक मेटल प्लेट रहेगा. ठीक है, एंड दैट मेटल प्लेट वाज हीटेड. ठीक है, दिस मेटल प्लेट वाज ऑफ कोर्स कनेक्टेड टू अ हाई पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस सोर्स. ठीक है, एंड इट वाज हीटेड. ठीक है, इसको हीट करने से क्या होता है, यहाँ पर जो मेटल के एटम्स हैं दे स्टार्ट इजेक्टिंग इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. ठीक है, because by heating we provide them energy and that energy is being used by these electrons to come out of the atoms. ठीक है, and then because of this high potential difference that we have applied, ठीक है, almost to the tunes of 10,000 volts, very high potential difference that we have applied, these electrons they are accelerated. ठीक है, they travel towards the opposite charged plate at really high speeds, and this is what makes up the cathode rays. ठीक है, this is the newer version. This is what happens in the newer thermionic emissions based cathode ray tubes. ठीक है, हीट करेंगे, हीट करने से इलेक्ट्रॉन्स इजेक्ट होंगे और उन इलेक्ट्रॉन्स के इजेक्ट होने की वजह से लाइक ये हाई पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस में दे विल ट्रैवल एट अ हाई स्पीड बीम एंड स्ट्राइक द अदर साइड. जो ओल्डर CRTs थे, द वन विच आई शोड यू, द वन जिसका डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन मैंने आपको बताया था, उनमें कैसा रहता था. ठीक है, यहाँ पर आप नोटिस करना that there was some gas that was present. ठीक है, लो प्रेशर पे of course. ठीक है, and I'll also give you the idea behind why low pressure was considered, why not high pressure. ठीक है, low pressure was there and you connected a high potential difference source. ठीक है, तो अब क्या होता था, आप नोटिस करना that in this sample of gas, ठीक है, कम अमाउंट में है, लो प्रेशर्स है, लो प्रेशर लाइक 0.0001 atm इस ऑर्डर का प्रेशर है. ठीक है, सो because of this naturally occurring sample of gas, it had a very small fraction of ions already present inside it. ठीक है, why? Because this sample of gas would have been exposed to certain radiations. ठीक है, radiations आप लोगों ने सुने हुए होंगे. There are various types. There are less energy radiations like visible radiations or infrared radiations or microwave radiations or radio wave radiations, right? And there are some higher energy radiations also like X-rays, gamma rays, cosmic rays. ये सुना है आपने?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what happens is that in any sample of gas that you are going to collect, it would have been exposed to certain radiations, and there is a chance, very small chance, but there is a chance that some high energy rays like X-rays or gamma rays could have ejected electrons out of those gas ka atoms or molecules, giving rise to certain positive ions already being present in that sample. ठीक है, very small fraction, but there would be. Now अब क्या होगा, जैसे ही आप ये हाई पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस का सोर्स ऑन करोगे, these positively charged ions, ठीक है, they will start moving towards the negatively charged plate at really high speeds. ठीक है, because a high potential difference is applied. The more the potential difference, the more is the kinetic energy, the more is the speed associated with these positively charged ions. Now while they are going, ठीक है, while they are traveling, they would strike other atoms, other gas particles or molecules in their way, and because of those collisions, energy is going to get transferred and those atoms are also going to eject electrons and become ions. ठीक है, there are various ways in which electron can be ejected out of the atom. ठीक है, electrons can be ejected by energy. That energy can come in form of radiations, that energy can come in form of collisions, that energy can come in form of heat, जो थर्मोनिक एमिशन वाला भी एग्जांपल दिया था मैंने आपको. तो यहाँ पर क्या हुआ, ये पॉजिटिव आयंस जो थे पहले काफी कम थे, बट व्हाट हैपेंस इज लाइक अ चेन रिएक्शन. ये पॉजिटिव आयंस हाई स्पीड पे मूव करने लगे एंड दूसरे गैस के पार्टिकल्स के साथ कोलाइड करके आयंस बनाने लगे। ठीक है, दिस इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट यू सॉ इन, नॉट दिस वन एक्चुअली, माय बैड, जो पिंक ग्लो आपने देखा था ना।
Yes, sir.
Let me actually again show that pink glow to everyone. ठीक है, somewhere कहीं पे यहाँ पे, हाँ। So this is actually those gas के particles, those ions colliding with other gas के atoms or molecules and creating this pink glow। ठीक है, यहाँ पे मैं बोलूंगा कि ये जो कोलिजन्स हो रहे हैं, ये जो गैस के पार्टिकल्स हैं, ठीक है, वही ये पिंक ग्लो जनरेट कर रहे हैं। ठीक है, एंड इन्हें ही हम एनोड रेज भी बोलेंगे। ठीक है, इनफैक्ट आप नोटिस करोगे अभी जस्ट थोड़ा आगे इन आवर नोट्स ओनली, आई हैव दिस फोटो फॉर यू। तो आप इसमें नोटिस करना, यहाँ पर ये एनोड है और ये कैथोड है। ठीक है, ये वाला कैथोड है। तो कैथोड से रेज आके ग्लास वॉल पे स्ट्राइक कर रही है और उससे ग्लास वॉल ग्लो अप कर गया है। ठीक है, दीज आर कैथोड रेज कमिंग फ्रॉम कैथोड टुवर्ड्स एनोड। ठीक है, एंड दे आर लाइटिंग दिस अप, कॉजिंग द ग्रीन ग्लो। ठीक है, बट कैन यू सी दैट बिहाइंड द कैथोड देयर इज दिस पिंक ग्लो। तो ये जो बिहाइंड कैथोड, ठीक है, ये कैथोड परफोरेटेड है, इसीलिए ये लाइक उसके पास थ्रू चले गए। परफोरेटेड मतलब कैथोड इज हैविंग अ लॉट ऑफ स्मॉल होल्स, ताकि रेज उसके थ्रू पास हो सके। ठीक है, सो बिहाइंड द कैथोड दीज आर एक्चुअली एनोड रेज, दे देमसेल्व्स आर ऑफ पिंक कलर। ऐसा नहीं है कि वो ग्लास को स्ट्राइक कर रही है और फिर उससे पिंक कलर दिख रहा है, नहीं। द एनोड रेज देमसेल्व्स आर ऑफ पिंक कलर, पिंक ग्लो, and they are actually what? They are these positively charged gaseous ions which I was just talking about. Okay, there is this misconception among students that anode rays are actually made up of protons, but that is not correct. Anode rays aren't made up of protons. Anode rays are actually made up of these positively charged gaseous ions. ठीक है, ये समझ में आया?
So, sir, cathode rays are colorless and anode rays are pink.
Correct. This is actually a plasma. मतलब not exactly a plasma, क्योंकि मतलब higher temperatures भी required होगा, but yes, gaseous ions का collection, it itself is giving this color.
So,
हाँ,
so protons cannot move, right?
they are made to ना, यहाँ पर अपन ने potential difference लगाया ना, जिसके अक्रॉस वो जा रहे हैं। यहाँ ऊपर जो मैंने आपको बताया था, जो मैं यहाँ पे डिस्कस कर रहा था, अरे कहाँ गया?
So, but protons are attached in the nucleus of an atom, right? So they can't move. Only the electrons can move, right?
नहीं नहीं, ओके, आप यहाँ पे समझना that there is nucleus, ठीक है, and nucleus के around there is this electron। ठीक है, this is what we are saying an atom is। Now as a whole, ठीक है, this atom is neutral, right? So if you apply potential difference across it, ठीक है, if you apply a potential difference across it, then the atom which is neutral in nature isn't going to move। But let's say अब ये दो अलग अलग हो गए, ठीक है, like even let's say this had 2 electrons, ये atom था, इसमें 2 electrons थे, ठीक है, इसमें से एक इलेक्ट्रॉन इजेक्ट हो गया, तो ओवरऑल अब ये एक पॉजिटिव आयन हो जाएगा, जो बचा हुआ पार्ट रहेगा।
Yes, sir.
So this positive ion, it starts moving in the direction towards the opposite charge plate. The electron will move towards the anode, and the positively charged ions, it move towards the cathode. So the electrons are making up cathode rays, but these positively charged ions, they are making up anode rays.
So I understand.
समझ में आया? ठीक है, और किसी को कुछ डाउट पूछना है?
So,
हाँ.
So I have a question. So the positively charged ions of the gas can move, but is it possible of like the protons from the nucleus of an atom, can they move? Can they move out of an atom?
So actually, when you say move out of the atom, then what do you mean by that? That, for example, let's say you have an atom, okay, and inside that there is nucleus, and nucleus has, say, some 10 protons, okay, and then you are asking me question that out of these 10 protons, can one proton eject out? Is that your question?
Yes.
Okay, so the thing is that it can happen, but it is something which will fall in the domain of radioactivity or nuclear reactions. जैसे you actually know about this, like for example, let's say you have some radioactive element. ठीक है, ये मैं थोड़ा सा off the topic जा रहा हूँ. This is not part of this topic, although it is very interesting to know कि जब ये सब चल रहा था around 1890s में ही, ठीक है, it is that time when actually radioactivity also got discovered, and radioactivity was studied as a separate branch altogether. Like there is one branch which talks about the structure of atom, the electron around the nucleus and its study, and there is something which is about the nucleus itself, which was studied in much more detail in this radioactivity. तो इसमें कैसा होगा, आपके पास कोई रेडियोएक्टिव सब्सटेंस है, तो रेडियोएक्टिव सब्सटेंस का क्या होता है, इसका खुद का न्यूक्लियस स्टेबल नहीं होता है. तो
sometimes number of neutrons are more than the number of protons. हाँ, मतलब there are many other reasons also, but उसका न्यूक्लियस स्टेबल नहीं होता है, तो उसमें से कई बार ऐसे अल्फा पार्टिकल्स इजेक्ट हो जाते हैं. राइट, व्हाट आर अल्फा पार्टिकल्स? अल्फा पार्टिकल्स आर जस्ट 2 protons and 2 neutrons nucleus. तो वो न्यूक्लियस से इजेक्ट हो गए. ठीक है, तो ऐसा होता है, but it is a property of certain select substances called as radioactive substances. ठीक है, it is not something which happens naturally in many substances around us. ठीक है, जैसे कार्बन 12 जो है, that is not radioactive, कार्बन 14 is. ठीक है, so it is a property of that particular isotope. ठीक है, does that clear your doubt?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now यहाँ पर
Sir,
यहाँ पर नोटिस करना, यहाँ पर हम लोगों ने ऐसा कोई एलिमेंट या ऐसा कोई गैस नहीं लिया जो कि रेडियो एक्टिव है. ठीक है, जो गैस प्रेजेंट है यहाँ पर, जो मेटल इलेक्ट्रोड्स प्रेजेंट है, वो सब नॉन रेडियो एक्टिव सब्सटेंस है. ठीक है, एंड व्हाट वी आर ऑब्जर्विंग दैट वाज हैपनिंग ओवर हियर वाज दैट जो गैस था, ठीक है, उसमें से उसके जो आयंस थे, ठीक है, they started moving at really high speed and they ejected electrons out of other gas atoms, ठीक है, which started traveling in the opposite direction and created more positive ions. ठीक है, and these positive ions they actually struck the cathode also, and वहां से भी electrons eject होने लगे. So the cathode rays aren't just made up of electrons of the gas particles, they are also made up of electrons of the metal atoms also,
But the fact is that electron is fundamental in nature, so it doesn't really matter what type of gas or what type of electrode is being used. ठीक है. अब यहाँ पर ये जो एनोड रेज था, इनके बारे में हमें एक्चुअली ये सब कैसे पता पड़ा, that these anode rays are made up of positively charged gaseous ion. One important experimental proof which comes to substantiate this point is the Q by M value. ठीक है, जो J.J. थॉमसन ने मास स्पेक्ट्रोमेट्री एक्सपेरिमेंट जो था, वो इन्होंने इंस्टेड ऑफ कैथोड रे पार्टिकल्स ही अप्लाइड इट ऑन एनोड रे पार्टिकल्स. ठीक है, यहाँ पर he applied an external electric field and magnetic field and noticed how these anode ray particles were getting deflected. ठीक है. Now based on that, what he concluded was this Q by M value was coming different for different types of gas. ठीक है, अगर मैं हाइड्रोजन गैस यूज कर रहा हूँ तो अलग Q by M वैल्यू आ रहा है, अगर मैं नियॉन गैस यूज कर रहा हूँ तो अलग Q by M वैल्यू आ रहा है, मैं नाइट्रोजन गैस यूज कर रहा हूँ तो अलग Q by M वैल्यू आ रहा है. ठीक है, it was not something dependent on the material of cathode, it was just dependent on this gas present inside. ठीक है, इनफैक्ट जो मैंने अभी आपको थोड़े टाइम पहले न्यू CRTs बताया था, जो थर्मोनिक एमिशन पर बेस्ड होंगी, जिसके अंदर कंप्लीट वैक्यूम था इनसाइड, उसमें तो फिर एनोड रेज होंगी नहीं, उसमें सिर्फ और सिर्फ कैथोड रेज ही रहेंगी. क्यों? क्योंकि उसमें हम मेटल को हीट अप कर रहे हैं और उससे इलेक्ट्रॉन्स इजेक्ट हो रहे हैं और फिर उन इलेक्ट्रॉन्स को हम लोग एक्सेलरेट कर रहे हैं थ्रू अ हाई पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस. ठीक है, देयर वुड बी नो एनोड रेज इन दैट काइंड ऑफ सेटअप. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पर ये डिफरेंट गैसेस के लिए डिफरेंट चार्ज अपॉन मास रेशियो आ रहा था. सो अब tabulating those values, what the scientists at that point in time realized is that for the hydrogen gas, right, which is the lightest gas, uska Q by M was coming out to be maximum. The charge upon mass ratio was coming out to be maximum, right, because it is lightest of nature. So uska jo ion hai, H plus ion, it was concluded to be fundamental positive charge. ठीक है, however the proton term didn't came at that point in time, the term proton came much later. ठीक है, इनफैक्ट आप नोटिस करोगे जो हाइड्रोजन का आयन है वही एक्चुअली प्रोटॉन है. ठीक है, H प्लस, एक हाइड्रोजन एटम में क्या होता है, एक प्रोटॉन और प्रोटॉन के अराउंड एक इलेक्ट्रॉन, इलेक्ट्रॉन इजेक्ट कर दिया तो क्या बचा, सिर्फ प्रोटॉन ही बचा ना, राइट. बट इट वाजंट दिस एनोड रे particle which was directly associated with proton. Proton ka naam dena was something which came out much later by Rutherford after his planetary model of atom. ठीक है, ये पार्ट समझ में आया? नहीं, helium isn't the, like hydrogen is even lighter than helium ना. हीलियम के अंदर कैसा रहता है, हीलियम हैज गॉट 2 प्रोटॉन्स प्लस 2 न्यूट्रॉन्स प्लस 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. ठीक है, हाइड्रोजन गैस कैसा होगा, जस्ट 2 प्रोटॉन्स एंड 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, देयर आरंट एनी न्यूट्रॉन्स इन इट. ठीक है, ऑल्दो न्यूट्रॉन्स वर देमसेल्फ डिस्कवर्ड मच लेटर, इट वाजंट during until 1930s. ठीक है, जब जाके न्यूट्रॉन्स डिस्कवर हुए थे.
सर
हाँ
सर, एनोड रेज में एनोड से भेजा रेज कैथोड के होल में से गया, फिर एनोड रेज मतलब दिखा, ऐसा ही था ना?
हाँ, पहले भी दिख रहा था, मतलब ये वाला जो आपको मैंने YouTube वाला वीडियो दिखाया था,
हाँ,
उसमें बीच में भी दिख रहा था.
हाँ दिख रहा था.
ठीक है, क्योंकि यहाँ पर बहुत ज्यादा गैस था. ठीक है, फिर इन्होंने धीरे धीरे गैस को सक आउट करा. ठीक है, आप नोटिस करोगे यहाँ से गैस सक आउट कर रहे हैं लोग. ठीक है, ये कम होता जा रहा है. ठीक है, देन जब काफी अमाउंट में गैस सक आउट हो गया, तब एक्चुअली ये जो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स थे, ठीक है, इलेक्ट्रॉन्स अभी यहाँ पर भी थे, बट उन इलेक्ट्रॉन्स को अब मौका मिला टू रीच द अदर साइड एंड स्ट्राइक द ग्लास वॉल एंड क्रिएट दिस ग्लो.
Okay.
इसीलिए
So-
हाई प्रेशर पे नहीं कंडक्ट करते, इसको लो प्रेशर पे कंडक्ट करते हैं, बिकॉज लो प्रेशर पे क्या होता है दैट जो गैस के पार्टिकल्स है वो इतने कम हो जाते हैं, राइट, दैट द इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आर एबल टू रीच द अदर साइड एंड क्रिएट दिस ग्लो.
So,
हाँ बोलो.
so in this experiment, in the starting, the color rays is it's like light red, but then when the pump, a vacuum pump is started, how does it become like dark red? Should it become lighter?
नहीं मतलब ऐसा आप कह रहे हो.
Yes, so it becomes dark red and then it reduces. So why is that?
I personally haven't noticed it before you said it. I can see that there is like a change in the shade of the glow that is there. ठीक है.
Like
Although-
if the gas is being sucked in, shouldn't the anode rays reduce and like shouldn't it become lighter?
so it is getting okay. So first of all, the color that we are talking about isn't something which is dependent on how much gas that is there. Okay, it has more to do with the kind of frequency of light that is being emitted. Okay.
Okay, sir.
हाँ, ब्राइटनेस आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड दैट ब्राइटनेस है, मतलब एक ही शेड है उसकी ब्राइटनेस कम ज्यादा हो रही है तो फिर भी मुझे समझ में आएगा. बट अगर यहाँ पे कलर चेंज हो रहा है, लाइक पिंक से थोड़ा रेडिश होता है, ऑरेंजिश रेडिश, आई डोंट नो व्हाट टू कॉल इट, तो देयर वुड बी सम रीजन बिहाइंड इट. ठीक है. एंड इनफैक्ट इसको स्टडी भी करा जाता है. मतलब आई रिमेम्बर ये जो आप यहाँ पे देख रहे हो ना, अभी ये कुछ क्रिएट होगा, लाइक कैन यू सी अ डार्क स्पॉट देन सॉरी ब्राइट स्पॉट देन डार्क स्पॉट देन ब्राइट स्पॉट.
Yes, sir.
So इसको भी कुछ कहते हैं, like these are called as Faraday's dark spaces or something. Although I've never gotten into the detail of its theories, but there is some study associated with this as well.
Okay, sir.
But not directly related to our experiment. That's why we don't really get into those details right now. But of course, out of curiosity, you can venture into those details as well.
So, whenever we conduct the cathode ray experiment, so first the anode rays always get emitted and then it's the cathode rays, right?
So that is what I was talking about, that जो modern thermonic emission based tubes हैं, ठीक है, उसमें ये चीज का जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ता है. What we have is a metal filament heated up, ejecting electrons. ठीक है. And then these electrons are made to travel at really high speeds by applying a high potential difference of some 10,000 volts. तो उसमें एनोड रेज आया ही नहीं. ठीक है. ये जो पुराना वाला कैथोड रे ट्यूब एक्सपेरिमेंट था, जिसमें वी डू हैव एयर inside it, we suck it out by a good chunk, like we introduce these gas, make sure that they are at very low pressures. यहाँ पर एनोड रेज डेफिनेटली आपको दिखते हैं. ठीक है. ऑलराइट, नाउ इलेक्ट्रॉन की कहानी को थोड़ा सा और कंटिन्यू करते हैं. ठीक है. इलेक्ट्रॉन की कहानी अभी स्टार्ट ही हुई थी, एंड उसका चार्ज अपॉन मास वैल्यू हमें मिला था, Q/m रेशियो, फ्रॉम J.J. Thomson's मास स्पेक्ट्रोमेट्री एक्सपेरिमेंट. However, couple of years later, मतलब I think 4 or 5 years later only, Millikan, another famous scientist, Robert Millikan, conducted an experiment which helped us not just understand the charge of electron, but also understand a very, very important property about charge. ठीक है. What was that property? What was the concept? यहाँ पे notice करना, through his experimental setup. The experimental setup is something which is pretty simple, straightforward. यहाँ पर एक बड़ा सा chamber है, ठीक है, and इस chamber के अंदर there is a provision to introduce oil droplets. ठीक है, you can introduce oil droplets through an atomizer, मतलब something like जैसे आपका DO या perfume work करता है ना, उसी principles पे, but slightly more advanced. It breaks down the oil particles into small tiny droplets. ठीक है. Why oil was used? Because oil is something which can be seen because of its color in a more clear manner. ठीक है. There could have been other substances also. It is not necessary that you use oil. You could have used certain other substances also. It was just one of the substances that was of use. Then there was a provision to introduce X-rays inside this chamber. ठीक है. At the bottom of this chamber, there were metal plates. There were two metal plates. This is one metal plate and this is another metal plate. The ऊपर वाला metal plate was made perforated. ठीक है, so that the oil droplets can pass through it. ठीक है. And there was a provision to apply potential difference across these plates. And of course, there was a microscope to see the movement or see the motion of these oil droplets in this chamber. ठीक है, ये इसका सेटअप था. अब नोटिस करना, what Millikan does is, at the start, he does not apply any X-rays. He does not apply any potential difference. He just sprays the oil droplets, let them travel under the influence of gravity. Okay, they come down and he observes their motion through this microscope and makes readings and makes observations that, you know, what size ka droplet is falling at what speed and all those finer details about these oil droplets. Now he introduces X-rays inside this chamber. What does X-ray do? X-rays, they ionize the gas particles that were present inside. मैंने आपको थोड़ी देर पहले भी just बताया था, X-rays are high energy radiations, so they have a capability of ejecting electrons out of atoms. So what X-rays do is that they eject electrons out of those atoms. As a consequence, अब इस चेंबर के अंदर चार्ज क्रिएट हो गया है. ठीक है, देयर विल बी सर्टेन पॉजिटिवली चार्ज पार्टिकल्स जो आयंस रहेंगे बेसिकली गैस के, एंड देयर विल बी सर्टेन नेगेटिवली चार्ज पार्टिकल्स, दोज विल बी द इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, एंड some of them can get attached to these oil droplets. Maybe not all of them, but some can. As a consequence, the oil droplets become charged. Okay, the oil droplets can be positively charged or negatively charged. We have no control over that. But out of all the oil droplets that are there, we can be confident about this fact that yes, some oil droplets would be charged. And now he allows those oil droplets to pass through these perforations between the plates. And then he applies a potential difference. He applies this potential difference so that the charged oil droplets get influenced. Now, because of the potential difference, some charged droplets might go downwards in a faster manner. Okay, maybe the force of gravitation acting on them downward, as well as the electric field force acting on them also acted downward, and they travel faster. However, there could be some droplets, ठीक है, यहाँ पे notice करना, there could be some droplets जिनके ऊपर opposing force लग रहा होगा. ठीक है, some might have gravitational force acting on them downwards and electrical force acting on them upwards. And it may be possible, ठीक है, and it actually came out to be possible that some oil droplets experienced balanced forces. ठीक है, depending upon their size, depending upon their charge, they experienced balanced forces and they hung mid-air. ठीक है, यहाँ पर they hung mid-air moving at almost zero speed. ठीक है, they were almost stationary over there, and those oil droplets became the key observation points for Millikan. He observed those oil droplets. He calculated their size. ठीक है, वो oil droplet था, colored था और spherical था, तो उसका volume calculate करा, ऑयल का डेंसिटी पता था तो उससे मास कैलकुलेट करा, मास से ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स कैलकुलेट करा, ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स से इलेक्ट्रिकल फोर्स कैलकुलेट करा बिकॉज वो सब बराबर है. ठीक है, एंड देन इलेक्ट्रिकल फोर्स से ही कैलकुलेटेड द चार्ज ऑन दोज ऑयल ड्रॉपलेट्स. ठीक है, एंड व्हाट ही फाउंड आउट टू हिज amazement was that for these oil droplets, different oil droplets, different experiments that he conducted, the charge on these oil droplets was coming out to be a multiple of 1.6 into 10 raised to the power of minus 19 coulomb. It was either coming 1 times of this, 2 times of this, 3 times of this, 10 times of this, like something which was a multiple of this value. And this was a very interesting observation. This made him conclude that charge, a fundamental property that we observe around us, is quantized. What does that mean? That it exists as a multiple of smallest unit. In this case, what he found out that the smallest unit was 1.6 into 10 raised to the power of minus 19 coulomb. So you will find charge which is 1.6 into 10 raised to the power of minus 19 coulomb. You will find charge which is 3.2 into 10 raised to the power of minus 19 coulomb, but nothing in between. Charge is quantized. Okay, maybe at a macroscopic scale, we were never able to experience it. Okay, maybe you took a glass rod and rubbed it over a silk cloth. Okay, and because of that, charge got generated. Okay, or you found out some other way. Maybe you rubbed, a comb, a plastic comb into your dry hairs, and उसकी वजह से static charge generate हो गया. Okay, so that was an interesting observation. That was an interesting property to discover that there is something called as charge. But this experiment led us to understand that this charge is not something which is continuous. It is not just कि इसकी कुछ भी value हो सकती है. Millikan said that इसकी value will be an integral multiple of this smallest quantity, 1.6 into 10 raised to the power of minus 19 coulomb. And this was assigned as the fundamental charge or the charge of the electron, the smallest unit. So you got to know the charge of electron to be minus 1.6 into 10 raised to the power of minus 19 coulombs. ठीक है, अब एक बार आपको चार्ज पता पड़ गया और चार्ज अपॉन मास रेशियो पता है तो उससे आप मास ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन भी बता सकते हो. ठीक है, ये समझ में आया Millikan's oil drop experiment? Any doubts in this? Any questions?
So, sir, in that oil drop experiment, like the positive particles जो थे वो गैस के positive particles थे, उन्हें प्रोटॉन नहीं कहते ना?
हाँ हाँ,
यहाँ पे
करेक्ट.
तो फिर प्रोटॉन और पॉजिटिव गैस आयंस में क्या डिफरेंस होता है?
अरे मतलब जैसे proton is something which is an even more fundamental unit. Like for example, let's say you have oxygen gas. ठीक है, ये ऑक्सीजन का मॉलिक्यूल है. ठीक है, इसमें से एक इलेक्ट्रॉन इजेक्ट हो गया तो ये क्या बन जाएगा?
ऑक्सीजन आयन.
ऑक्सीजन का पॉजिटिव आयन. राइट, इज दिस द सेम एज अ प्रोटॉन?
नो.
Absolutely not. Right? So in this oxygen ka ion, O2 plus ion, there will be 8 protons plus 8 neutrons plus 8 protons plus 8 neutrons and 15 electrons together inside this. But overall ये क्या रहा? Overall it is not neutral, right? The cancellations aren't complete. Protons are 16 and the electrons are only 15. That's why it has a positive charge. ठीक है?
Yes.
All right. Now, अब यहाँ पे आप नोटिस करना, ये क्वांटाइज्ड का कॉन्सेप्ट समझ में आया? That what I mean by charge being quantized?
The value of charge was found.
Right?
So,
हाँ. बोलो बोलो.
so your voice is cracking.
हाँ, वो कभी-कभी होता है. मतलब it may be because of my connection or your connection.
sir.
अगर आप लोगों को कलेक्टिवली ऐसा लगे ट्रैक हो रहा है तो मुझे बता देना. ठीक है, हम लोग थोड़ा सा रिपीट कर लेंगे चीजों को. एंड इफ इट इज जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ वन पर्सन तो मे बी फिर आपका कनेक्शन बीच में शायद वीक हो गया होगा. अभी आवाज आ रही है बेटर? इज इट ऑडिबल? इज इट क्लियर?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. सो हाँ, आई वाज आस्किंग कि चार्ज इज क्वांटाइज्ड का कॉन्सेप्ट समझ में आया आपको? दैट चार्ज,
Can you please explain that point again?
हाँ, तो चार्ज बीइंग क्वांटाइज्ड का मतलब ये होगा, ठीक है, दैट से फॉर एग्जांपल 0 और 1, ठीक है, 0 और 1 कूलम के बीच में चार्ज की कोई सी भी रैंडम वैल्यू नहीं हो सकती है. ठीक है, रैंडम और यू कैन से कंटिन्यूअस वैल्यू नहीं हो सकती है. चार्ज विल हैव ओनली पर्टिकुलर वैल्यूज. ठीक है, इट विल ओनली हैव certain particular values, and these particular values are going to be what? They are going to be an integral multiple of 1.6 into 10 raised to the power of minus 19 coulombs. That is what is meant by a quantity. Say for example, charge is quantized. It exists as a multiple of its smallest unit. ठीक है, it is discrete, it is not continuous, it is going to be certain values, certain particular values in a range.
Sir, तो n खाली natural number ही होगा ना?
हाँ हाँ हाँ, n is a natural number only.
तो वो 0 और 1 के बीच में कैसे आएगा?
नहीं नहीं, ओके, मतलब ये 0 कूलम है, ये 1 कूलम है. ठीक है, तो चार्ज आपका 1.6 इंटू 10 की पावर माइनस 19 कूलम हो सकता है, 3.2 इंटू 10 की पावर माइनस 19 कूलम हो सकता है, 4.8 इंटू 10 की पावर माइनस 19 कूलम हो सकता है, एंड सो ऑन सो फोर्थ. ठीक है, बट नॉट जस्ट एनी रैंडम वैल्यू इन बिटवीन देम.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है.
And sir, why are X-rays only used in the
ऐसा नहीं है, आप मतलब सो एक्स-रेज आर good in terms of ionizing the gas particles that are present here. That is the reason. आप UV rays भी यूज कर सकते हो, बट UV rays की एनर्जी थोड़ी कम होती है एक्स-रेज के कंपैरिजन में.
So what about gamma?
Gamma
तो
rays
gamma
भी
की
use
ज्यादा
कर
होती है.
हाँ, बट गामा रेज को जनरेट करना isn't very easy, no. It is not something which is an easy task.
Yes, sir.
तो थोड़ा खर्चा भी देखना पड़ता है ना, ऐसे थोड़ा ना है कि साइंस के पास इनफाइनाइट फंडिंग होती है. तो दे सेटल डाउन फॉर एक्स-रेज. ठीक है, समझ में आया?
Yes, sir.
All right, so a quick table about electrons, protons and neutrons, their charge and mass values, right? Something which you already have seen and studied a lot in your junior classes. ठीक है, and is something which you should have at the back of your mind while doing calculations. ठीक है, यहाँ पे ऐसे बस ये 4 डेसिमल प्लेस तक मैंने इसलिए लिखा है ताकि यू रियलाइज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द मास ऑफ प्रोटॉन्स एंड न्यूट्रॉन्स एंड एक्नॉलेज द फैक्ट दैट न्यूट्रॉन्स आर स्लाइटली हेवियर देन प्रोटॉन्स. ठीक है, अदरवाइज आप 1.6 भी लिखोगे तो आई डोंट माइंड, 1.6 1.7 भी लिखोगे चलेगा, कैलकुलेशंस में इतना फर्क नहीं आता है. ठीक है, अच्छा हाँ, यहाँ पर आप नोटिस करना दैट आफ्टर this cathode ray tube experiment, after studying about anode rays, right, this important question was supposed to be answered, that what is an atom. Okay, what is inside an atom, right? So you remember this Thomson's plum pudding model?
Yes, sir.
Now can anyone tell me that how Rutherford discarded this Thomson's plum pudding model?
Sir, Rutherford said that electrons cannot be ऐसे बीच में, they have to be around the nucleus.
सर रदरफोर्ड ने बोला था कि पूरा का पूरा एटम पॉजिटिव चार्ज है और बीच में नेगेटिव नेगेटिव है, जैसे कि वाटरमेलन की सीड्स होते हैं, वो नेगेटिव चार्ज कंसीडर कर लिया उसने और वाटरमेलन को पूरा पॉजिटिव कर लिया. जो कि गलत हुआ.
वो तो आपने मुझे बताया कि थॉमसन का मॉडल ने बताया कि ऐसा होगा.
हाँ, जो कि गलत है.
बट वो हाउ डिड रदरफोर्ड प्रूव इट वाज रॉन्ग?
So by the gold foil experiment which he did.
एकदम सही.
तो
और इलैबोरेट करोगे उस पे?
सर हाँ याद आया सर. पॉजिटिव चार्ज भेजा गोल्डस्टीन बोल रहा हूँ, गोल्ड फॉइल पे. गोल्ड फॉइल से कुछ मतलब कुछ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स रिफ्लेक्ट हो गए और कुछ मतलब पास आउट हो गए. जो उसने सोचा कि जो पास आउट हो गए वो नेगेटिव इलेक्ट्रॉन्स है.
So like if the electrons were like 90, like lot of electrons were possible, like it was possible for them to pass through the coil. So like he thought that there must be a lot of space in between, and some electrons they completely, a very few amount of electrons they completely bounced back. So that he thought that there must be a strong positive oppositely charged mass, and few of them also diverted their direction to different angles.
पहली बात तो he didn't throw electrons, he threw alpha particles. And alpha particles were the ones which were getting deflected. ठीक है, सो मैं एक बार बताता हूँ आपको, थोड़ा डिटेल में हम लोग देख लेते हैं. ठीक है, इनफैक्ट rather than seeing this, let me just let me quickly just take this up as the
So isn't it that the alpha particles, whenever they hit the electrons, they would deflect? However, if they hit like between the spaces, they would pass through straight?
हाँ, so कैसा था, एक तरफ वाटरमेलन मॉडल था थॉमसन का और एक तरफ रदरफोर्ड का मॉडल था. ठीक है, नाउ अब इन दोनों के थ्रू अगर मैं अल्फा पार्टिकल्स थ्रो कर रहा हूं, ठीक है, तो व्हाट इज द ऑब्जर्वेशन दैट वाज कमिंग? द ऑब्जर्वेशंस वर, ठीक है, यहां पर जब ये एक्सपेरिमेंट करा गया, ठीक है, अल्फा पार्टिकल्स लिए गए. Alpha particles were what? Positively charged particles. They are 2 protons and 2 neutrons. ठीक है, clubbed together. when they were made to pass through a thin gold foil, ठीक है, and strike a zinc sulfide coated screen behind them, what was observed was that most of the particles went straight through without any deflection. Some particles, ठीक है, deflected by small angles, and very few particles deflected by large angles. ठीक है, they were almost like coming back. ठीक है. Now, can you help me understand that how is this observation getting explained by Thomson's model? Why such numbers are coming? Why 99% are going straight through? Why just 1% are getting deflected by small angles, and why less than?
सर क्योंकि पॉजिटिव चार्ज सिर्फ
Empty
न्यूक्लियस
space.
में है और बाकी का पूरा एटम एम्प्टी, मतलब पूरा मतलब इलेक्ट्रॉन्स है, तो फिर बीच में बहुत जगह हो गई, तो फिर एकदम सीधा चले गए। और बहुत कम रिफ्लेक्ट इसलिए हुए क्योंकि सिर्फ बीच में न्यूक्लियस में पॉजिटिव चार्ज मतलब प्रोटॉन्स, तो उससे जो स्ट्राइक हुआ सिर्फ वही रिफ्लेक्ट हो पाया।
हाँ, बट ये तो आपने मुझे रदरफोर्ड के मॉडल से समझाया। मैं पूछ रहा हूँ
हाँ।
कि ये थॉमसन के मॉडल से एक्सप्लेन कर पाओगे क्या? The thing was that Thomson's model wasn't able to explain this. That is why Thomson's model got rejected. जो ये सिमुलेशन में आपके साथ में यहाँ पे एक बार ड्रॉ करता हूँ, ये जो प्लम पुडिंग मॉडल वाला है, ठीक है, इसमें हम लोगों ने ये बटन दबाया, अल्फा पार्टिकल्स थ्रो करे, ठीक है, तो इसमें कैसा होना चाहिए? बिकॉज दिस इज लाइक अ क्लाउड, ठीक है, इट इज लाइक अ क्लाउड, करेक्ट? तो क्लाउड के थ्रू अगर मैं पार्टिकल्स, जो पॉजिटिव चार्ज का क्लाउड है, जो रेड है वो पॉजिटिव चार्ज का क्लाउड है, डिफ्यूज्ड पॉजिटिव चार्ज बोला था, ठीक है, दैट वाज द वर्ड यूज्ड बाय थॉमसन। तो अगर क्लाउड के थ्रू मैं कोई लाइक सॉलिड ऑब्जेक्ट पास करा रहा हूं, तो वो डिफ्लेक्ट नहीं होता है, ठीक है, वो स्ट्रेट थ्रू चला जाता है, करेक्ट? तो ये जो थॉमसन ने बोला कि हाँ मतलब डिफ्यूज्ड चार्ज है, तो ठीक है, वो चीज फिर भी समझ में आ रही है, ठीक है, बट कैन यू सी एनी डिफ्लेक्शन हैपनिंग ओवर हियर? आर दीज अल्फा पार्टिकल्स गेटिंग डिफ्लेक्टेड?
No, sir.
एंड
No, sir.
क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? क्योंकि अकॉर्डिंग टू थॉमसन्स मॉडल, ठीक है, आप नोटिस करोगे ये जो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हैं, दे आर रैंडमली एम्बेडेड हियर एंड देयर, ठीक है, एंड इलेक्ट्रॉन का मास आपने कैलकुलेट करा थोड़ी देर पहले, कितना कम है? 10⁻³ kg। और ये जो अल्फा पार्टिकल्स हैं, इनका मास 10⁻27 kg का है, तो मतलब इट इज 1000 times more, like to the tunes of 10,000 times more heavy than those of electrons. So these electrons aren't really capable of deflecting these high speed alpha particles, but deflections तो observe हो रहे थे, ठीक है, और consistently observe हो रहे थे। तो can you see how Rutherford's experiment discarded Thomson's model? समझ में आया? That there was nothing in Thomson's model which was explaining these deflections. And this is what led to Rutherford, developing his own model of atom. ठीक है? Now, what is Rutherford's model of atom? ये हम लोग कल डिस्कस कर लेते हैं, ठीक है। आई थिंक आपका अभी इसके बाद एक और क्लास है ना? Do you guys have a class after this?
No, sir.
No, sir, not today.
अच्छा, not today. तो कल आपका 4 से 6 कोई क्लास है ऑलरेडी,
Physics.
और फिर आफ्टर दैट देयर इज अ केमिस्ट्री लेक्चर।
Yes, 6:15 to
Yes.
8:15.
ओके ओके ओके, ठीक है। सो चलेगा, मतलब यहाँ से आगे ही मैं कंटिन्यू करता हूँ कल आपके साथ में, to cover up the remaining portion, and then we'll see how it goes. Okay, it may happen because I was actually targeting to complete a bit more, in today's class. So अब वही होता है कि discussion करने में a lot of time goes, so we weren't able to complete things. So मैं आपके साथ में क्या करूँगा ना, I'll take some crisp details with you in the next class.
सर आप इसका पूरा का पूरा PDF भी दोगे क्या?
हाँ, ये PDF मैं पूरा भेज दूंगा आप लोगों के साथ में, एंड जो इसका थोड़ा सा आगे का बचा हुआ पोर्शन है,
ये इसी हमारे ग्रुप पे ही आएगा ना, वो 21-23 वाला?
वो आपके ग्रुप पे आ जाएगा, कोई दिक्कत नहीं। ठीक है, चलो, ऑल राइट देन, थैंक यू गाइस, विल meet again tomorrow around the same time, 6:15, and cover up the remainder of the things. ठीक है?
Okay sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Hi
you.
sir, thank you sir.
Hi sir, thank you sir.
Bye sir, thank you sir.
Bye guys. नहीं अभी कोई होमवर्क नहीं है अनुश्री, मतलब I'll just send these notes and maybe ask you to watch some video to be more prepared in the next class. ठीक है, that's it. All right.